Hi, guys. I am just who I am. This is how I dress for my day job. But I wanted to do a video about the different decks that I have because it occurs to me I now am at a point where I have a collection, which is pretty cool. I have such a collection that on Christmas break, I ended up giving. I've gotten it multiple times over the course of my, what is it? Tarot card journey. I've gotten this here. So I started with a Rider-Waite Smith deck, like a lot of people do, and so somebody reached out to me on Facebook and they said that they didn't have a deck, and so over the break, I got together with this person and one other person, and I gifted them with my very small tin container Rider-Waite Smith tarot deck so they could start on their journey. They had a basic understanding of the cards and the suites and all of that stuff, but they did not have their own deck. And it is impossible to really learn it without a deck. So I now am left with 7 decks, actually. So I'm going to start with the oldest first. I've got this one, the Morgan Greer deck, and it's a really great deck. It's nice. The illustrations are really bright and colorful and sort of cartoonish, and not very ethnically diverse, but there are some exceptions. There are some people who appear to not be alabaster white, which is good. And I enjoy that. So this guy stands out. It's always the dudes, though, none of the women. It's a good deck. It's beautiful. I love the illustrations. I love the way that the people look in it. It's very stylized. And you know how I feel about stylized decks. And this is like a gilded illustrated deck. I like it. It's sort of Art Deco-y. And so there are a lot of like really subdued colors in it in contrast with the really bright Morgan Greer deck. This is the Illuminated, I think is the name of it, tarot deck. And so, and it's to my great shame, I always forget the name of this deck. It's really beautiful. It's really stylistic. Again, artistically stylistic. Not at all racially or ethnically diverse. A bunch of very lily white people in it. And this is a drawback because you never know who is gonna be your consumer or the person you're going to read for, and you want to be able to have cards that relate with other people. That's the part of the point of the art a little bit, is looking at the cards and seeing that. And the next deck that I got for my birthday for my husband, and this is my go-to deck. This is the Wild Unknown. You can see that I keep these packaged up for the most part. I do have the exception of these two, which I have this really nice case, and I've gotten another case for 2 other decks, and so 2 of these will go into a case, and I'll save the boxes. But I really like, it's a collection, so I want to keep them in pristine condition. So the box is really cool with this as well. You've got this insert. It comes in this sleeve. You've got the box. It's got the magnetic thing here, so it stays together. It's got the ribbon, and the quote says, "May you always be on the inner quest." This is not a deck for sissies. I'll tell you that. It tells you how it is. It's really straightforward. Some of the cards and readings could be considered kind of harsh, and I like that about it. The author is Kim Kranz. Kim Kranz is the person who authored these, and I love it. And so once you get in here, like the box has illustration on the back, it has illustrations on the front, and it looks like mixed media kind of art. Inside it says, "Welcome to the Wild Unknown Tarot. You'll find no wrongs or rights." So it's not light or dark, which I enjoy. Inside this box, only mirrors for reflection. Open your mind, draw a card, and have fun in your journey. And it's got these beautiful watercolor illustrations. And those of you who know me know I freaking love galaxy themed anything. I have since I was like 12. My bedroom was decorated in a galaxy theme when I was like 14. So this is the back of the card looks this way. And then when you pull the cards, this is a beautiful card to pull. You've got black and white images with interspersed with some color. Some of them are simply black and white, and some of it's pen and ink, and some of it is watercolor. And we've talked at length about how much I love the artwork in them, because the artwork tells you something special about it. Although the numerology and the astrology do not change meanings between decks, the illustrations do add flavor to your reading. And I use that to help me intuitively figure out what I'm doing with individual clients. Okay, so in here you see it's got this really cool ribbon. So you lay it across, and then you can put the box back in, and then you can pull the box out from the ribbon. Then you lay it across one more time, and then you can put the book back in. The book also has a bunch of wonderful illustrations in it. It's got the illustrations of each of the cards, and it's got different layouts that you can use. It's a really complete work, and for the price that it is, it's a really good deck. My husband got this deck for my birthday by reading I want to say like the Wall Street Journal or something, like, or the New York Times. Maybe it was the New York Times. He read a review, and the deck that was reviewed the best is the one that he chose. So he just did his research, and he did really well. You can see on here, there's a bunch of scratches on the box, which is exactly why I keep it in the original packaging, because I don't want that to happen to the deck. Once I got comfortable enough with tarot cards, I started going to oracle cards, and so I bought 2 decks right away. I've got this Untamed Truth one, and I've put I've personalized the box with a sticker that says "Bad, you know what club." That's me. This is for 18 or over, so it says "Bad Bitch Club." That is me. I'm a bad bitch. And then it's got the packaging is fine. It's plastic. It's whatever. It came though with this really cute fortune telling gimmick tool, which is really fun. You put the little fish on your hand, and however he whatever happens to him is supposed to tell your future a little bit. And so mine is completely curling up. And then that says it turns over motionless, curls up entirely, is passionate. And so I am a passionate person. That's probably true. But it has to do with like static electricity and body heat. It's got this cute little guide. This would be fun for like a teenager, if you're doing like a teenager party card reading. Same with the oracle cards. It's like they're cute. I don't find them to be terribly insightful. They are easy to read intuitively, which I enjoy. There are no set meanings. I mean, there are set meanings in the book, but they're not based on tarot specifically. And you can see there could be a problem with teenagers. There's I think there's the "oh fuck" card, and then there's one other one that's not really couth either, the "fuck it" card. And that, like I said, that'd be really fun for like a bachelorette party or or something like that. But these aren't really, if you're soul searching, this is not the deck for you. I just don't find it to be serious. And I enjoy it, but I don't. This is probably the only purchase I regret, because I could use it for something like a bachelorette party, but for shadow work or for soul searching or for inspiration, this is not really. It's kind of childish. And then I did get a mystical oracle deck that the mystical shaman oracle deck and guidebook. This is the packaging. This is really pretty packaged too. There's illustrations everywhere, and I love that, because when just even having the box, you own a piece of art. And it's got the magnetized clasp as well. And this has a quote that says, "Before there was time, before there was language, there were sacred symbols." And so it's going to take advantage of those sacred symbols. I'm good. How are you? I'm responding to somebody. I'm very good. Thank you for being here with me. If you're interested in my channel, please subscribe and like. It comes with this really great book here. This is called the Mystical Shaman Oracle Guidebook. It also is really well illustrated. I like the insert. It's got this nice dark green color on the insert, and then it's got the illustration of each of the cards with a really very exhaustive and thorough description. And so the way to use these cards is you look at them from the essence, the invitation, and the medicine. So all of those three things are part of the reading. So the essence is going to be the basic meaning of the card. The invitation is going to be asking you to delve deeper into what it means into your life. And the medicine is what action do you need to take based on the card reading. And then it's also got this cool ribbon. I love the ribbons to pull out the stuff, but I find they don't work for the boxes themselves. And then it's another pretty box, a box within a box. It says the cards inside, and you've got this really beautiful illustration again. And the back of the cards are just gorgeous. You've got like these really earthy tones to it, and then the cards themselves have like meanings within meanings within meanings. So you've got the moon in most of them, and this one is the crow is the reading. And the crow has some sort of shell featherish design at its throat chakra. So if you're looking at this as a person who has some sort of experience with astrology and symbology, you're going to be able to look at this, and it's going to it'll have multiple layers of information in there. So that's the crow card. We've got stuff like the many paths. And this one requires a little bit of study because it's really based on the artist's interpretation of each of these cards, the artwork and the meanings behind them. It's not something you could just instinctually look at and know what they mean. And that's okay. And it's good to study. It's good to know your craft. So I do really like this. The authors are Alberto Villoldo, Colette Barron Reed, and Marcela Lobos are our authors of this deck. And it's exhaustive, it's thorough, it's scholarly, and it's a great oracle deck. Not necessarily like if you're just learning, although if you're like me, it doesn't matter if you're just learning, you'll pick up a deck and you'll read everything that you want to read about it and look through it exhaustively and learn as you go. And then the next deck that I got is not a tarot deck, and it is not a oracle deck. It is an archetype deck. So Kim Kranz, if you recall, Kim Kranz is also the author of The Wild Unknown Tarot, and Kim Kranz also is the author of A Wild Unknown Oracle deck. And this archetype is a little bit of a departure of her work. And so in looking at this deck, same thing. It comes with the sleeve. It comes with the box with a magnetic lid. It comes with the artwork everywhere. And then it says accept all, reject none, which I think is the most meaningful book insert or package insert that I've ever read. I really like it. It comes with a book again. And so each of the illustrations are going to be, each of the cards has an illustration with a description, and there are going to be several different kinds of readings offered. And it shows you how to use these cards. And with these cards, you're going to be splitting them instead of you can just shuffle them and pull cards out, but a more prescribed method is for you to split the cards in groups of 4. So it's going to be who, where, what, with what, and why. Who, where, with what, and why, and it shows you here. And when you get into the cards, you can see why. So you get in the cards, and if you just pull a card, you will know if it's who, what, and with, or all that stuff, right? So let me come back to that and find that again, because that's important. I'm just knocking stuff over, pardon me. This is probably the most plain and scholarly that I've been on one of these. And so thank you for being here and putting up with me while I figure this stuff out. Okay, so who, where, with what, and why. So if you pull this card, you'd say with what? It's a mask, so it would be a thing. Flame, the flame is with what? I'm trying to find a different thing. The father would be who? Right? The mentor would be who? And I'm trying to find a place. The unseen is a place. So you're going to have who, where, what, with, and why. And so so far the best method that I've found for a reading is to pull, to separate the cards in those 4 groups, to shuffle those 4 separate groups of cards, and then to take your reading 1 card from each of those. And that gives you a pretty good, really unusual reading. But very thorough. Again, with just 4 cards, you're able to determine a clear path. So this was my own selection and my own choice after a lot of discovery and mature deliberation. It was one of the first times I've ever done that. And so the last deck that I've gotten, and this is the last deck that I'm going to get in a while, it was expensive. All of these decks were under $30. All of these other decks, some of them were like $10 or $15. Some of them are like $20 to $30. This one was $45. And the reason is because it is created by an artist named James R. Eads. James R. Eads. I'm trying to find his material that he sent. Yeah. It comes with a postcard. And so this is the postcard that it comes with. And it says the Empress. So this is based on one of the tarot cards, the Empress. And this is the Prisma Visions Tarot. Again, the author is James R. Eads. And it came with this really cool postcard, which is in itself, it's a piece of art. It comes with an extra card, and the extra card that it comes with is the Reverie card. And so you can pull that card out of your deck if you are interested in it and like not having it in your readings. And then you open up the box, this really beautiful box. The back of the box shows you some of the illustrated cards. And it came in a plastic covering that had this seal of authenticity, and I liked that, and so I affixed it to the box itself. And so this is the box art. I love the golden sparkliness of it. Then it's got the book, and it's really kind of a psychedelic looking book. It's got this really cool eye, And he gives his own interpretations, but it is a tarot deck. It's a pretty standard tarot deck. One of the cool features of this deck is if you put, and you can see it in the illustrations in the back, if you put it from the beginning to the end, it's going to be an illustration from beginning to end, which is a really, and it tells a complete story in illustration, and that's really neat, from suit to suit. So the cards themselves are shiny and pretty. They're glossy. It's really, really thick cardstock. It's like 1/8 of an inch. And so here's one. The Queen of Pentacles is the first card that I pulled after I shuffled this deck extensively. And so each one of these is a true work of art. This guy spends months and months with each of these, turning them into paintings. And you can go on his website, James R. Eads, and you can buy prints of his work. So he does a series of oracle cards and tarot cards, and he also just does like show posters and paintings. He's a graphic artist. And so here at the bottom of this deck is the Reverie card, and that is the extra card. It's like a wild card in your deck. So you can either like put it aside and, frame it, do whatever you want. It also has these, and I've always wanted a deck that has gilded edges. It's these silver holographic looking edges. And the artwork is really evocative of Vincent van Gogh, who's my favorite artist. So of course I love it. And it's not just my talking out of my ass. I'm not just guessing. The artist himself admits that he is heavily influenced by Vincent van Gogh. And so when you look at it, you can see the eddies and the whirls, which is a really cool scientific thing that is in Van Gogh paintings. You can see the colorful swirls. You can see the similar color schemes. It's very Van Gogh-esque. And I find it really beautiful. And so the Fool that's a really different interpretation. And so this is the last deck that I'm going to buy for a while. I waited. I thought about it. I saved up because this is a really special deck to me. I'm really love to see that somebody put their soul into it. Like, this is the representation of the Empress card, right? Yeah. And so you can see that they really thought about inside themselves, what does that mean? And what does it mean to the card with the traditional meaning? And I find the illustrations to stick pretty close to the traditional meanings, even though this artist's interpretation is completely unique to their style. Okay, those are all the decks that I own. And if you have any questions about decks, please let me know. I will do a reading at another time. But today what I wanted to do was show you guys the cards that I have, because I'm so excited that I actually have a collection at this point. And that my husband has bought my go-to deck, which is really cool. Like, this is the one that I use the most. I like it the most. This is going to probably become my new favorite, but I'm going to reserve it maybe for my own readings. We'll see. Because I wanted it for so long, and I'm so satisfied with the way that it looks and the way that it feels. I'm not really happy with the way it shuffles just quite yet, but we'll see. Okay. Thank you so much. This has been, I hope, educational to you. And you got to see me in my normal clothes, my native habitat, my dusty house. I hope that you have a beautiful day. Be good. And if you can't be good, be careful.